Now, Necro, he's actually been pretty laid back about this, but Necro would actually elbow Quali in the mouth right in Brooklyn. He wouldn't even think twice about it.
What did you think of him using the Reddit post that said Diabolic and Apathy are Trump supporters as his proof, quote unquote, that you guys are? And he was putting that out in like so many responses to people.
I don't even know what to say to that. What somebody Reddit's a message board, right?
Right. Opinion
Like it's
based.
2001. That's a fucking message board. Yeah, so somebody could just type something. Here you go. Here, this is the truth now. Here's my receipts. Yeah, no doubt. Sure. Give me that receipt so I can wipe my ass when I have diarrhea after I drink too much. How about that? I'll wipe my ass with that. Zapti's not like big on Trump or anything. He's just not a lunatic either. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a psychopath. I don't even know what to say about it. No, apathy got lumped into that.
Right. And I also thought it was interesting because then like a fan had asked him, I have to ask, do you think Necro and Ill Bill are Nazis then? This is getting out of hand. Hip hop is getting so anti diverse at the moment. I'm not sure how this is going to end. And then Kweli responded saying, Ill Bill, no. Necro, definitely. Which is why Bill don't rock with Necro. You just proved that Panda Chop has had at least two Nazis on his show. That makes him a Nazi. We should be divided from Nazis. Nazis should not be included in our diverse society. Only Nazis like you and
All
Diabolic
right, all
think
right,
that we should
all
unite.
right. Enough of that. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Number one, Necro's a Jew. So now we got Jewish Nazis. Necro's a Jewish Nazi. Is that what you're saying? That's fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about with this guy. Now, Necro, he's actually been pretty laid back about this, but Necro would actually fucking elbow Quali in the fucking mouth right in Brooklyn. He wouldn't even think twice about it. But he knows what this is. He looks at Quali for what he is. He's a fucking dork. And Necro and Bill's fucking differences have nothing to do with any of Quali's politics and ridiculous bullshit. They're fucking brothers who butt heads. That's their difference. They're brothers who butt heads. Not not hard to understand. I butt heads with my older brother. Not surprising. If my brother rapped, I probably wouldn't rap with him because he can be a pain in the ass when you work with him. Now, if we go out and do a fucking, when we were younger, we do like actual labor, we're fine. We have a goal in mind, but creatively, I couldn't possibly think about working with my own brother. We would fucking kill each other. That's their differences. But Quali takes any little slight connection that he can make and be like, no, Ill Bill's cool. He agrees with me. No, he doesn't. I guarantee you he doesn't. I don't know. I just guarantee you he doesn't think like Talib Kweli. I just know it. Because Ill Bill will punch someone dead in their shit. That's how I know it. You and Ill Bill are nothing alike. If Bill's not a pussy, Kweli is a bitch. Period. But then, you see these comments. This is why it doesn't get under my skin. Analyzing them, like right now, this gets under my skin. When I actually have to think about them, they're fucking ridiculous. It's like frustrating that it's even a conversation. Because the guy's a fucking jackass. People perceive him as smart too. He's well read. He's not smart though. He's a fucking retard.
So one person that he's actually gotten along with really well, that he's actually platformed or like shouted out a lot of times, is R.A. the Rugged Man,
Okay.
who we've seen is quite liberal, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Sure.
But you're also really cool with R.A.
Right.
and you guys aren't, don't share the same political beliefs and everything like that, but that hasn't affected your guys' like relationship.
I mean, I might. I mean, I'm sure we share more in common than we do differences if we sat down and talked about it, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care what RA's political views are, what politically stirs the fucking pot. We're middle-aged men at this point, man. We have different opinions on things, things that you see, the articles, whatever the fuck, things on the internet. They're gonna affect you differently. I'm supposed to be like, oh, RA, who's always been a great guy, looked out, showed me tons of Long Island love. I'm supposed to be like, oh, I can't fuck with that guy. He's too libby. He's a libtard. That's what I'm supposed to do now? Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm sure we have more in common than we do apart. Sure, there's some things that we disagree on. But I'm pretty fucking sure if me and RA sat down and actually had a political discussion, which we never fucking would, it would be smooth fucking sailing. I'm easy going about this shit, man. I'm not one of these guys who flies off the handle like, what are you fucking great? How could you think like that? I don't give a fuck, man. I might just chalk it up to the, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I'll give it some thought. Keep it moving. It's like, it's fucking silly. It's all silly. I think the politics has gotten completely out of control and is starting to fucking ruin the world, personally. But that's probably the plan. What do I know, though?
Because my whole thing was like, look, Necro has always called me a lefty. In our interviews, he's all like, I think you're a lefty. Like, he's always said that to me, right? And that's been like the running joke. He's always been like, yo, you got to stop with that. You're starting to sound like a lefty, or like, and that's it's always been cool with me. It's like, I don't agree with like stuff he says or whatever, but he's always treated me well. I've treated him well. We get along with certain, with the stuff we talk about. And it's fine. It's like, I just never thought it's my job to tell somebody, this is what you should believe politically. This is what you should be doing. This is who you should vote for. So I don't judge people off of those things. Like, and especially because we live in a bipartisan system where it's like, you're choosing between shit and shit. You're probably going to choose the person, even if you don't like them, that is pushing the policy that you want the most or whatever, right? Like, because the Green Party is not going to win. So I don't judge people off of who they vote for or like what they believe in that regard. I just feel like politics a lot of times is more divisive than anything. So, but he's like, but Kweli's whole point is like, okay, you have to be a Nazi, you have to be a racist because you platform these guys that express support for Trump or voted for him, or I don't know, like are conservative in that way.
Or don't think he's that bad. Dude, you know who made me even check Trump out? It's guys like Kweli back in 2015, 16. It was those people that were psychotic maniacs on the internet. They're saying crazy shit. I don't remember some of it, but like, like the Paris Accords, like when he pulled out of the Paris Accords, right? These people were fucking going insane. So I dug into what it was, and he made sense. It was just a fucking cash grab. It was ridiculous. And I said it back then, and people are all of a sudden, they're like, oh, you're a fucking Nazi. You're a MAGA. You're automatically. I didn't even vote for Trump back then. I voted for Jill Stein in 2016. As funny as that sounds, I wasn't sold on Trump. I made the disconnect back then. It was about disconnecting from the psychotic political atmosphere that was going on. That's basically what I was doing. That's why I called it the disconnect. I had to disconnect. I didn't want to pay attention to it. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to fight for it, fight again. I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to do hip hop music. And then when I started reading what these lunatics were saying, I was like, that can't possibly be true. And it wasn't. It turned out it wasn't true, that they're full of shit. They're just psychopaths. And they have their enemy and they have their Nazi, they have whatever the fuck it is that they need to exist and feel like they're fighting the man, you know? Yeah, we're going to get the man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop it. You're not revolutionaries. You're just talking on the internet. You're not activists. You're just talking on the internet and going to hip hop shows, pretending to raise money for things. That's what they're doing. I too have done it. Don't get it twisted. I used to think I was making a difference. I was not. That is the reality of it. There is an order to the fucking world that we don't have the commerce ability to manipulate or monetary fucking prosperity to manipulate, whatever way you want to fucking phrase it. We don't have the fucking power. I used to think we could change it. I'm not an activist no more. I'm not getting involved with you fucking people. I'm looking out for my pockets, my friends, my family. That's it. The rest of the people can suck my dick at this point. Because, dude, not for nothing. I spent good fucking 10, 15 years of my career, on some Illuminati, talking about New World Order stuff, the Federal Reserve, Operation Northwoods, all these crazy things that are going on. And no one seemed to give a fuck. And then Trump comes along, right? And all of a sudden they think they got their fucking villain. Like, oh, he's the one. He's the one. This is how you be anti-establishment. Dude, you're part of the establishment by doing that. You're these people that attack Trump. Oh, he's a Nazi. He's orange man, orange Cheeto president, whatever the fuck they say on the internet. You share the same political beliefs as every fucking anchor on CNN or MSNBC, MS Now, whatever they call it. You share the same. That's not the establishment? Really? The Democrat Party isn't part of the establishment? The oldest political party in the United States right now. How are you not part of the establishment if you're sharing all their opinions and talking points? It's I'm done with it. I'm done with it all. I mean, at this point, if as a rapper, quote unquote, right, a failed rapper, so to speak, if I say that Trump isn't that bad, I'm a Nazi. That's where we're at right now. Does that sound reasonable? Does that sound like a fucking, just does it reasonable is the word? Is that reasonable? Does that sound like a debate to be had? No, it's not even worth talking about. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It's the talk of retards with hockey helmets hitting themselves on a fucking minibus. That's what it is.
What do you think about when like Kweli says like, "Oh, he's a pedophile," and you're supporting a racist pedophile?
I don't fucking know. Is that true? Really? Is that the case? Really? Where'd that come from? Where'd that's all of a sudden the new talking point. I don't fucking know. I don't know. What, the Epstein files? That's what they're saying? The tip line from the Epstein files? They realize that's a tip line open to the public. Like psycho shit is in there. I'm not I'm not getting involved with it. I just don't care. I literally don't care. It's hilarious to watch people chase their tails with this horse shit. All I know is this is I destroyed Kweli, and 10 years later, he's still mad about it. Now, Dayton recently annihilated Kweli. He gave him a really good, stern talking to. He had to pat him on the head. He said, "Sit down, little guy. You sit down, you got to get chastised now because you're out of line." And he gave him a nice fucking talking to, a legendary talking to. And that's the reality of it. So for the next 10 years, he's going to think about how Dayton gave him a beating and how I previously gave him a beating. And I'm going to enjoy and relish in the fact that he has to deal with that. That's the reality of it. Politics aside, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not a commie like he is. I'm not a Marxist. I don't do this horse shit. That stuff don't work. It's pie in the sky bullshit. I'm just not dealing with it.